Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
What's going on? Thanks for having us on. We are New Life Live. I'm your host, Brian Perez. We're going to be in the studio for 1 hour today. Quick, find your phone and call in. 1-800-229-3000 is the number. If someone done you dirty and you need advice on how to confront them, call in. Maybe shame has been nagging at you. Call in. Basically, if your life has become a soap opera or a country music song, call us. 1-800-229-3000. Licensed professional clinical counselor Becky Brown's going to be with us today. She's already here. She's also the president of New Life Ministry. She's taking a short break from her duties as president to be on the program here to answer your questions. Also here is clinical psychologist Dr. Alice Benton. And Alice, what is on your mind to begin the program today?
Well, you mentioned soap operas, and one very painful form of soap opera that we are hearing so much about, a lot of my clients are struggling with this, is disconnection from children and even being cut off, canceled by adult children, but that withdrawal even within the home with young children of days, weeks, even months of silent treatment from children who are upset with their parents. And if you're worried about that disconnection, and if you're already sensing it growing within your family, there's so much you can do to either prevent it or to treat it. So I'm going to speak from a Bible verse, Matthew 5:23. If you remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift at the altar and go do your part to correct it. Now, even if it's your child, not just your brother, if you know your child is holding something against you, even if you're innocent, I suggest that you go and address it. There are a couple of questions that are really helpful to ask often and early. How are we doing? How are we doing in relationship, you and I? Have I done anything that has rubbed you wrong lately? And is there an activity, a topic, or an act of service that you wish I did more often for you? My youngest is 7. The little guy's withdrawing from me. He told me recently, don't hug me anymore. That's embarrassing. Even inside the house, he doesn't want me to hug him. He said, I don't really need your help. I can do this stuff myself. Now, this is good. It's natural. Our children are supposed to separate from us. But it also stings. He's connecting more with his dad. He's relating more to his dad. Again, that should happen. But it hurt me. And so I took my own advice. I had to grieve this little rejection. So I went to other parents who have experienced similar things, a support group of parents, to say, hey, this just happened to me. It's just really hard for me to receive from them. And they gave me empathy, support, and they encouraged me to accept his limit, to not force hugs on him that he doesn't want right now. And in answer to some of my other questions, how are we doing and have I rubbed you wrong? He said, yeah, I really dislike your screen limits and you asked me to do too many chores. So I can both empathize with that and not necessarily change it, although I'm open to discussion. And then I asked, what would you like me to do more of? Well, he wants me to play Minecraft with him, and he'll allow me to scratch his back. So these are two things that I don't always have the energy for or the interest in, but I want to have relationship with my son. So he's coaching me on how to play Minecraft, and I'm getting better. And I was scratching his back last night when I was too tired to do it, because deposits in relationship pay dividends down the road. Have the courage to ask your children these questions.
Becky, any thoughts from you?
I have so many thoughts about that, because I just think that's a risky question to ask. How can I help you? Now, when they're 7, I could do it, but man, it made me kind of scared, Alice. I don't know that I want to ask somebody that, but you'll tell us how to do it.
I sure will.
All right.
It's very important to keep those connections open, though, and that's the point.
Yes, it is. All right, give us a call. We're going to be in the studio this hour to answer the questions you have about life, whatever it is you're going through, struggling with. 1-800-229-3000 is our number.
I went to Every Man's Battle in 2012. My sexual integrity was not what it should have been. I sought out affairs, whether physical or emotional. Until I came to Every Man's Battle, I didn't understand that would never fill that void.
Every day, men struggle with sexual integrity. Impure thoughts, strip clubs, affairs, pornography.
The shame and guilt was overwhelming.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Intensive.
You will discover what the true root of your pain is, and you will discover how to overcome.
You don't have to struggle any longer. Get help in Dallas, Texas, November 7th through the 9th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
Every Man's Battle saved my life.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Hey, if you can't call in when we're here in the studio, we've got other ways for you to submit your question. You can leave a voicemail or send us an email. Instructions on how to do both are at newlife.com/radio. Let's go to the phones right now, beginning with Susan in Atlanta, Georgia, who listens to the New Life Live podcast. Hi there, Susan. Thank you for calling 1-800-229-3000.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
I am in a 37-year marriage, and we've actually been to lots of counseling. We've been to your program in California. In fact, we were in Becky's group a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember. You probably don't remember me. But anyway, for about the last 15 years or so, my husband uses the silent treatment. It's basically anytime we get in conflict, it can be something small or large. And we have been doing pretty well since about last December, with maybe just one or two little episodes, short ones. But something happened about a month and a half ago. Had a big event, and anyway, he has shut down again. And it's been about 5 weeks now. I mean, he does this it can be days, weeks, months. And I'm just at the point now where I will tell you, I'm not a perfect wife. I could improve. I have used some sarcasm when we're in conflict. I'm not perfect. And I will tell my husband that I feel like this is the main thing. We can improve in a lot of things, not sustain a marriage when I basically become invisible to him. And so I'm just at a point now. I used to in the past, I would cry, poke, prod, approach him all the time. It didn't do anything. This time when it's happened, I haven't done that. I've come to him like 4 times and, try to start a conversation, that kind of thing, but it never goes anywhere. But I haven't, cried. I haven't poked, I haven't prodded, I haven't done any of that stuff. And it doesn't make a difference either.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of like, I do not know what to do. And he's an avoider. I'm a vacillator. We have how we love. I do not know what to do at this point.
Okay. Becky, we'll start with you. What would you say to Susan?
Well, Susan, I don't recognize you by your voice, but I'm sure if I saw you, I'd give you a big hug and we'd relive all of our times together in our group. But as I'm hearing you now, it is so hard to have a 37-year marriage where you feel invisible and you've tried everything. You say that you've been to counselors. I actually just had a conversation with a counselor yesterday about this. When we are in patterns in relationship, and you and your husband are definitely in this pattern, the only way to disrupt it is a path of regular intervention. And what I mean by that is with a counselor, and the specific thing that you would do is you would do the comfort circle every single time you'd go in. Now, from a therapist standpoint, that seems real weird and structured, but you aren't doing this at home and he doesn't have the tools. It's frustrating and painful for you because, doing more of the same thing just get you more of the same thing. But my recommendation, and I don't know, Susan, if any of the therapists that you've worked with have gone through the comfort circle with you and your husband in a session, but it can be such a powerful tool to get to a different way of connection. Have you ever done that with a counselor in a session?
No, we did go to a counselor that was recommended by New Life, but no, we didn't go through the comfort circle. I mean, it's so bad now. Like, he is retired. I work a couple of days a week, but the days that I don't work or on the weekends, he stays gone from the house practically most all day.
Okay, so wait.
He doesn't.
So wait. So that's a different conversation, though, Susan. That's different than he's in the house and you're not talking. He's not in the house. What is he doing?
Yeah, he's basically checked out. Oh, I mean, he goes to the gym, he goes to Home Depot, he goes to another gym, he runs the errands. That's what he does. I mean, it's like amped up from what he's done before. And if we are both here in the evening, he goes and he gets in the bed like at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So he is definitely at this point like no interaction with me at all. He's totally checked out.
Right. And so what I'm suggesting, even if this is the end of your relationship, which I'm not saying it is, something is going on with him that's more than just not talking to you. And there has to be an understanding. There's lots of couples that go through changes when retirement hits, or even, after 35 years of marriage or 40 years of marriage. There are paths that worked before but don't work now. And I'm not saying this to villainize him. You can actually have him listen to this later. And, but what are we doing? Are we going to do this till Jesus calls us home? Like, let's have a plan of understanding, what do you need? I mean, literally, not just you, Susan, but what does he need? And what is he escaping to or from? And so my suggestion would, even if you go back to that same therapist and say, I want you to do the comfort circle with us in a session. I want to understand where he's going, or what does he want from our marriage. If you ask him, he's not going to be able to answer you. You've already asked him. But we want to give words to what's happening in the relationship. Alice?
Susan, you've had the humility to acknowledge you've been a vacillator and you've been sarcastic. And I'm so proud of you that you know that about yourself. You have the courage to say it. And I'm going to take a guess, because he's an avoider. I think he maybe has been scared of you at times, and scared of your intensity when you're hurt and when you're upset. Now, your hurt is legitimate. He hurts you immensely. When he's silent for 5 weeks, that's an eternity. So your hurt is completely legitimate. I would guess that historically you didn't know how to express your hurt to him in a kind, calm way. And so partly why the sarcasm would come out. Now, an avoider, even if he's a big, strong guy, an avoider in the face of an intense wife can really feel like a little boy who is scared and doesn't know what to do. So think about that, whether or not you ever might have unintentionally scared him and shut down his way to protect. And consider, historically, did he experience somebody scary and loud in his life? And lastly, that event that happened that led to these 5 weeks, that event is important. Now, maybe it's just the straw that broke the camel's back, but that the event, there's some meat there, there's some information there that's really important to why that led to him shutting down. So if you just answered one of those questions for me, what stands out as most important that he might be retreating from?
Well, I guess it would be, like I said, in the past, I was more in your face, but basically what he will say is, when I do those things, like, I mean, and it's not every day, I feel like all people are broken. So I'll tell him I will not be perfect in the future.
Susan, finish this thought. He said, when you do those things, Susan, then what does he say?
Well, he says it triggers him, and so all his triggers are my fault. That's what it is, that he gets triggered, and he says in the future it will be the same because I do these things, I trigger him, and how it comes to his triggers, he shuts down.
And you
So
probably know, it's not all you. It's what he grew up with. It's other stressors in his life, and it's his own reaction and his immature way of responding. It is immature to shut down and not talk for 5 weeks. So it's not all you, and you get too much of the blame. But where we have the most power is to look at, where am I actually truly to blame? And you're already willing to say sarcastic and vacillator. So I hope you'll write him a note saying something like, I think you haven't felt safe to open up to me. I know I've been sarcastic. I know I got in your face too many times. And I miss you. And I bet you're hurting. And I hope you'll open up again soon. And I want you to start giving him that message in writing, and even after, in writing in person too. And then you might reconsider going back to therapy, not necessarily because you're the one that needs it. You've already done a lot of work, but to show him, I will go back to this length again to become a safer person to you because I want to reconnect with you. Try that. See how it goes. It often creates breakthrough.
All right, Susan, thank you for calling in today on New Life Live. I think we'll send you a copy of Created for Connection from the newlife.com store. 1-800-229-3000 is the number to call us today. And now let's go to Reading, Pennsylvania. Or is it Reading, Pennsylvania? Here is Andrea listening on WBYN. Welcome to New Life Live.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, what's going on? How can we help you?
So I mean, it's a lot, but I will try to put it in an easy way. Basically, I was married to a absolute narcissist, like definition of narcissist, for only a very short time, 17 months. We only dated for like 3 months, which was my stupidity. I'm very aware of that. I was trying to uphold my sexual integrity, and I thought it was the right thing to do, and he was love bombed me, basically. And I had a significant injury before this happened, and he helped me with all this stuff. And so I thought it was God's will, basically. But it turned out to be the worst nightmare of my entire life. And that was in 2021. And I finally got him out of my house, which he destroyed my house. He was a hoarder. He was just a lunatic. I mean, there was no physical abuse, but the financial, psychological, emotional abuse was just, I mean, I could barely work. I had to block him all day so I could just do my job. And he did not contribute anything to the household. He made money off the books and didn't contribute anything. He has 3 houses of his own. We lived in my house, which I wanted to live in my house that I purchased before the marriage. But now that I finally got him out in March of 2023, and since then, still to this day, we are in court fighting about how he believes that I owe him. I was made to pay him spousal support throughout some of this time, and it's just a never-ending, like the courts, he's using the court system to continue to abuse me, and it feels like it's never going to go away. He says all these things that are not true, and I'm like, it's not true, and nobody believes me, and I can't prove it, I guess, because he does everything so he's a con artist, you know.
So what's your main question for us today, Andrea?
I mean, I guess the thing that is the hardest for me, like I'm working on healing, I do equine therapy, I do a lot of things to heal, but the hardest part, I think, is like I believed this was God's will, and now it's just the worst thing ever. Like it just won't end. It feels like it won't end.
Yeah,
and
Andrea,
I don't know.
Oh, we would hug you if we were with you. I mean, it's hard to hear the pain. It will end. You will get through this. We know that. It just is a lot right now. Have you ever connected with a domestic violence support resource in your area? And the reason why I ask this is because of the legal stuff that you're going through. Have you ever connected with anybody in the area on that topic?
No.
Okay. The reason why I mention that is because he has been conning you. He's taking advantage of you. And even though he may not be hitting you, this kind of abuse is much worse, and we can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
You can hear the music. Hold on, Brian.
Yeah, Alice, any quick thoughts from you before
I'll
we go
wait
to
till
break?
after the break.
Okay, sounds good. Andrea, stay on the phone, and we'll come back to you, and we'll get to as many other calls as we can this hour. We're only in the studio for 1 hour today, so give us a call at 1-800-229-3000. And please keep Andrea in your prayers. If you're watching or listening right now, just write her name down, and as it comes to mind, just send up a prayer for her. But there are so many hurting people out there right now. Maybe you're one of them, and we would love to talk to you and try to put you on that path to healing. Give us a call, 1-800-229-3000. We'll be right back on New Life Live.
I became aware that my husband had had an affair. He was viewing porn on the computer. I was totally unaware of anything like sex addiction. Through the workshop, I truly believe my soul has been restored. The workshop educated me about what sex addiction was. It also gave me courage. I learned how to stand up for myself. Without a doubt, it was the most significant thing that I did.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Washington, D.C. November 7th to the 9th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
That workshop is where I found the tools and the people to heal from this most heartbreaking thing of my life.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Club New Life changes lives.
You guys came along into my life in 2022. That was a really, really difficult year of my life.
You can help New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people by joining Club New Life today.
I began to really process a lot of things that I've needed to for a long time, and y'all were a very big part of that.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
I came out of it having never experienced anything like that, and y'all were there.
Join today and help continue the message of hope to a troubled world.
I knew I had to keep going, and I joined Club New Life, and y'all have been the resource that has now been a light for my wife and I.
Go to newlife.com/CNL, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places.
Keep doing what you do because it makes a difference.
newlife.com/CNL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And let's go back to Andrea. Are you still with us, Andrea?
Yes.
Great. All right. So, Alice, what did you want to say?
Oh, the fact that no one believes you. You are so alone in this. And I want you to know you've got 3 people who now believe you. We do.
That's right.
And
I mean, my family believes me, and
Good.
people that don't believe me, but like the court system, which constantly says that he wants all this money. Like, he acts like I took advantage of him and wanted all this money, and he has all this valuable stuff, and it's just false. Like, it's just not true.
yeah, he's bold-faced lying, and they're believing him, and you don't have much of ground to stand on because it's your word against his. And he's been winning. They've been believing him in court.
I have more proof than he does, honestly, but he keeps winning, and I don't understand how that happens. Like,
Well, it sounds like
Do you
he's
have good
probably just a really charming guy. I mean, the same way he charmed you, he's probably charming the courtroom or
Well, and that's classic narcissism. But Andrea, do you have good representation, like as a lawyer? But that's why I was talking about the domestic violence as well, because you are not in this by yourself, but your attorney or whoever's your representative in court needs to be working on this. This is an important part of it.
I mean, she is like, she's working on it, but his lawyer is much more expensive than mine, which he supposedly says he lives off $1,200 a month Social Security when he's not even really disabled. But but he can afford this really good lawyer somehow, and I cannot afford a different lawyer. My lawyer has been very helpful and very reasonable through the whole thing, because I've been a single mom my whole life. I was a single mother paying support to a 40-year-old man somehow.
Right, Andrea, we believe you, and this is the reason why the women's shelter, and I know that seems like it's such a drastic thing. You need a team to support you. You're not on your own. And so if your current attorney can't hear that from you, or maybe you're being nice with her, and this is not for you to have to shake everything up, but you really do need a team who hears you, sees you, and will protect you in this fight.
Andrea, there are people who are divorce coaches, and they're reasonably priced, and they're often women who have gone through very similar situations to yours, and so they know what it takes to have to fight and to even find the strength to fight inside that you don't have after you've been beaten up for all this time already. And so both through what Becky's saying, the domestic violence resources, I want you to start looking up divorce coaches. And I want you to have a serious conversation with your attorney, letting her know you've been so helpful. I greatly appreciate you. I really need you to fight more and differently for me. And if you can't do that, then I do have to look elsewhere. But I like what you've done so far. But it's not enough. What she's doing is just not enough. And I don't think it comes to you naturally to be really bold and assertive and to be needy like that. But now is the time. You might even have to ask your local church, family and friends, would you all pool finances together for me so I can afford a higher quality attorney? Because I really need an expert with a man who is so savvy in how to rob me blind, basically. I need more. I need help. It's so difficult, though, to be the needy one when you're a capable single mom. Like you said, you figure things out, you make it work, but you need more help right now.
Let's send her a copy. Go ahead, Andrea.
My church has helped me. I mean, they've been very helpful and supportive. They helped clean up all the crap that he left at my house, and they have emotionally supported me. I don't even know where to begin for.
Now it's time. It's time to ask them for financial support, and that's an ugly question. It's hard to ask, but that's exactly what the body of Christ is there for, to come in your various needs that you have. Please think and pray about doing that.
Andrea, as far as the domestic violence or women's shelter or women's support, you just Google in your area women's domestic violence support, or something along those terms, and you'll start seeing things that will be. And you know what, it's a matter of calling. It's not a matter of you figuring it all out. I've talked to so many women in similar situations where they are struggling to get their life back, and one call to a place like that started to affirm them. You're not alone. Here's some tools. Have you thought about this? Here's a resource, and it's local, so it begins the process. You may have not thought about it because you don't need a place to live, or you're not running for your life, but you are running for your life at this point, Andrea. This man is taking advantage of you, and normally I would say, well, they're probably not a narcissist, but Andrea, you described him perfectly, and I would say he fits the bill. And what I was going to say, Brian, is let's send her Laura Manja McDonald's Heart Handbook. It can be really helpful in this healing process.
All right, Andrea, thank you for calling in today. Stay on hold, and we'll send you a copy of the Heart Handbook, which is available for purchase on the newlife.com store. And I think a lot of people listening and watching today may have learned something new. When we hear the term domestic violence, we automatically assume physical abuse and things of that nature, but it's a lot deeper than that. So you might be going through something like this and not even realizing it, and your eyes were just opened up to something. And so Andrea, thank you for calling in, because now you've allowed other people to see that they might be in similar situations, and they too will seek the help that they need. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more of your calls. 1-800-229-3000 is our number. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much for watching. You can call in as well. Participate by calling us. There's the number on the bottom of the screen, 1-800-229-3000.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource, or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We've got an exciting weekend coming up. Exciting because lives are going to change. New Life's Every Man's Battle Intensive is November 7th through the 9th in Dallas, Texas, not Dallas, Oregon. And the Restore Healing After Betrayal workshop is happening that same weekend in Washington, D.C. Now, Becky, what makes us so sure that lives are going to change? Why are we so confident that people will find hope and freedom at these weekend workshops?
Because we've been doing it a long time and we have tried lots of different things, and we know that the power of connection is key to what we do at the weekends. For Every Man's Battle, when the guys show up, they are met with grace and welcome. You know, it's a no shame zone. We're not going to beat you over the head with the Bible saying, stop doing what you're doing. With Restore, we also greet the women with open arms, knowing that they are feeling some kind of way, like, why do I have to be here? Because he's the one that did whatever he did. Here's the truth of the matter. We're boots on the ground. We are guiding the way towards that new life, and we celebrate the changes that occur in these workshops. You've got main teaching sessions followed by the group process with a facilitator who has been there and done that. And I just can't think of a better way to get a new life started. And I would encourage you, don't wait. Sign up today.
Yeah.
I get to hear from men regularly who have been through the process, and they are excited to give their sobriety update because they can say, I've had this many months, I have a year now of sobriety. Rather than it being a terrifying question, it's a question of triumph because the process works.
The early bird discount ends this Friday for both workshops. And the last Every Man's Battle that we did sold out. So you got to make sure to register ahead of time. Register by this Friday. You'll get a discount. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE.com. Or I'm sorry, 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register on the phone, or visit newlife.com. You can register there as well. Just a really quick question before we go back to the phones. Our previous caller, Andrea, betrayal in her situation, it wasn't a sexual betrayal, but would she benefit from this as well, from Restore?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The things that we teach at Restore are really helping women get back to the soul of themselves, because a lot of times in these situations, they lose their identity, they lose their voice, and we want to give that back to you, not because we want you to be reactive and mad. That's not the goal. It really is that serenity, that core understanding of who you are, how God created you with gifts and talents, and this thing that's happened to you is not going to define you for the rest of your life.
All right, 1-800-NEW-LIFE or newlife.com for more details. And now we're going to go to Jan, who is a Club New Life member in Seattle, Washington, listening on newlife.com. Hey, Jan, thank you for supporting New Life Ministries, and thanks for calling in today. How can we help you?
Oh, you are welcome. I just have a gnawing question that I don't even know if I really want an answer to. The situation is of an adult son who, at a young age, when his children were young and they're in their 50s now, that he wanted to go on vacation, and he stole my credit card and went on vacation with them, and then after the fact told me about it. And I was very upset at that time and just said, well, then pay it back, $25 a week until it's paid. And it was over $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And we did nothing about it. But lately it just keeps coming back. Do I need to talk to him? So that's my question.
How long ago was this?
50-some years ago.
50 plus years ago. Okay.
And did he never
What
pay you
brought
back?
it back up? Oh,
Did he never
No,
pay you back at all?
never. And we haven't really... Well, one time, a few years ago, I said to him, why did you do that? Or what do you intend to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of alluded to, well, when I get your inheritance, then I will pay it back or something like that. And I let it go. But it just keeps coming up again and again.
Wow. Becky?
In my mind,
that was
only,
my question.
not any conversation.
Yeah, so that's my question, Jan, is what is the prompting event? And in these past 50 years, he hasn't paid it back. Have you had a relationship with him? Like,
Yes.
seeing the kids grow up, all that. Okay. And so
Yes,
now that, go ahead.
He's a very responsible person now and visits regularly. We have normal conversations, and it doesn't even come to my mind while he's here. But in my private time, just like listening to the program today, it came up. So
Right.
I thought I would call.
Okay, so here's what you have to do, Jan, is you have to figure out, you said that he said he would not pay it back. Isn't that what he said? He's not going to worry about it?
He just said, when I get my inheritance from you, then I'll take care of it. And I just let it go.
When did he say that, Jan?
Maybe 20 years ago.
Okay. So he told you his intention. He told you who he is at heart.
Mm.
And you've overlooked it. I mean, you've maintained a relationship. It doesn't bother you, except for it does bother you. What are you willing to risk by bringing it up with him?
What am I willing to risk?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, when I'm with him, it never comes up. When I'm listening to your program, it does come up now and again. So I guess my basic thing is, it's between God and me more than my son and me. It seems like, God, why am I getting this thought?
Mm.
Right. And that's why I asked that question, Jan, because it's not really about the money to you. I hear that. It's really about the betrayal all those years ago, the disrespect when he said when he gets his inheritance, it's kind of like, kind of a thumb in your face sort of, too bad, whatever. But, it's a place of sorrow for you, Jan, that, you're disappointed in his, the betrayal because he stole from you, and not just stole your credit cards, but then stole the money and didn't make it right. And so the big question is, how do I forgive him knowing that he did not make restitution? And how important is this for me to make it right? And in those times when you're dwelling on it, that's the prayer is, Lord, what do I need to do? How do I get rid of this?
Alice?
Jan, when people have persistent, uncomfortable thoughts like this, to me, the Holy Spirit's trying to tell us something. And sometimes it is a push for you, a nudge for you to bring this up to your son again in a different way than you have before. Sometimes it's tapping at a pattern of woundedness in your life, meaning, I would guess your son is not the only person that has let you down, has taken from you, has not been willing to reconcile and make amends. And so I want you to think about, does this hit on a history you've experienced of other people also letting you down in somewhat similar ways, not doing their part? Does that ring a bell for you? Have you experienced a lot of that?
What rings a bell is that I feel like it's me who has offended people in so many more ways. That's just one of the issues with one person. So it's kind of unresolved between God and me, I think.
So the Holy Spirit has also been nudging you that you have cleanup work to do. You've offended other people, and maybe you haven't made amends fully enough yet yourself. Oh, that's beautiful that you're willing to hear that from him and consider it. It reminds me of taking the beam out of your own eye first before going after the speck in somebody else's. Although this is a pretty big speck in your son's eye. I'm kind of flabbergasted that he stole $2,000 for a family vacation. That's pretty bad. But as you say, all right, I've offended other people actually, then I think you're being invited into a cleanup process. And so you might list out ways you have offended other people and prayerfully consider, is God asking me to go make amends to these people? I did this, Jan, as I was reading through Healing is a Choice. And I realized there was a kid back in 6th grade that it joined in teasing and bullying him. And I did not want to look him up and call him up and ask him for forgiveness. But I wanted peace with God and I wanted a clear conscience. And I felt bad that I had hurt him. Jan, the process of doing that frees us. And you might find that you no longer need anything from your son, or you might decide to let him know, I need to confess a resentment, son. I'm still bothered by this thing 50 years ago. I do wish I could hear remorse from you. It would help me to let go of this. But I've offended you, and I want to address the ways I've offended you. It'd be modeling for him what he struggles to do.
So how about we send Jan a copy of Healing as a Choice from the newlife.com store. Stay on the phone, Jan, and we'll send that to you, and we'll get to some more calls when we come back here on New Life Live, 1-800-229-3000.
Club New Life changes lives.
I think I go way back to listening to New Life, learning so much from it, and then becoming a Club New Life member.
Club New Life is a monthly giving family that helps New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people.
You know, I'm so thankful because you know why I keep giving? Because I keep learning, and I'm so thankful for all the lives that you touch every day and the people's lives. So when I get to still hear the radio show, it's just so encouraging to my heart.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
And you know one reason I give? Because I feel like sometimes I'm hiding behind a counselor's couch listening to all this great information and not paying, so my guilt of this great advice is alleviated by being a Club New Life member.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. And together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His
his.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're a few days into a matching gift campaign here at New Life. Every dollar you give will be matched up to $475,000. Becky Brown, president of New Life Ministries, tell us all about it.
It's amazing. So one of the things that I think that we have to clarify is that $475,000 came from people who believe in what God is doing through New Life. And they're inviting you to be part of what God is doing through New Life. So they invested this seed money so that every dollar that you give will be doubled. I know that you want to be part of what God's doing. You listen every day. You may have connected with us either at a workshop or maybe you got a counselor. And, you know, a lot of times people don't realize that we have to pay for radio time. So that is another expense. But it's really about being able to help people in their moment of need. And we want to keep doing this for many years to come. So I want to thank you in advance for what you're going to give through this matching gift challenge. And Brian, I know that you can tell them how to give.
I can. Watch. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. If you call that number, you can donate. Also go to our website. We've set up a page just for the match. It's called newlife.com/match. We've made it nice and easy. So do that as soon as you can. Do it right now while it's fresh on your mind. newlife.com/match or 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Back to the phones now. Here is John in Philadelphia listening on WFIL. Hey, John, how can we help you today?
Yeah, how you doing? I just had a neighbor Sunday say, you know, he wanted to have a conversation. I said, yeah, we sure do. He goes, I have you on camera antagonizing my dog. I said, oh, really? I said, well, look, I've lived here for 60 years. I've never had a problem with any other neighbor. I said, you never walk your dog. The dog barks constantly. I have to be honest. I was an EMT for 7 years. I've been in security for over 25 years. Protect life and property. That's my job. I lost my temper because I'm human. This all started with a weed whacker. The dog goes crazy over the weed whacker. Okay, whatever. It's a pit bull also. My neighbor next to me had a pit bull. Never had any problem with it. My neighbor, Cat Corny to my house, has got a Pyrenees, large, white, beautiful dog. That dog doesn't bark, react to me. And I've worked at places where pet friendly. Never had a problem with any animals. So anyway, I know from my training, always don't escalate stuff, keep things calm. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll ignore the dog if you people will try to walk the dog. You never walk the dog. I said, I did research. I spoke with a veterinarian. They said if a dog is not being walked, it's going to build up anxiety. It's a like 12 by 12 yard. They put it in the dog, and there's another dog out there with it, which is a French bulldog, and that barks too. It's doing what that dog does. So I talked to a friend of mine who's a psychiatric nursing professor. He said, you did the right thing. You held your ground. You had a polite conversation. He told me, other people told me, I got to treat this like a human being. In security, you don't get upset when somebody else gets upset. The dog gets upset. If he can't seize me, he triggers me. I researched that. Triggers, he hears that back door opening, associates that with me, right? I open up the back door, so I may have to go out to my yard. I can put the trash out the front door so he doesn't hear the door opening. I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
But I took a little offense of him saying that I was antagonizing your dog if I yelled at the dog.
Really quick question, John, because I don't want to run out of time here. You said your friend said that he congratulated you for talking to the neighbor in a polite way, but yet you said that you lost your temper. So...
Oh, no, lost the temper with the dog, not the neighbor.
Okay.
Not with the conversation. That was Sunday night. No, I did not lose my temper with them. No,
okay.
I kept that fine.
And, John, you said you yelled at the dog, yeah. What happened with the weed whacker? Did you threaten the dog with the weed whacker?
No. I don't believe I did. I may have. It was close to the fence or whatever.
It just irritated
me. Honestly, may have brought it up a little too high that day, but that was a long while ago. That was a long while ago.
Mm-hmm. So how can we help you the best today? This can be so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we want to get along, and you've given examples of other places and your service. You know, you're a frontline person, so you know what it's like to deal with people who are in difficult places. But how can we help you today?
Right. I just want to make sure I'm on the right track. Like, after this conversation, I saw the gentleman's wife, and I said, hello, T, how are you? That was in the morning. She said good morning to me, which tells me that's still being civil, and I usually bring their trash cans up, on trash day, whatever. And I'm just going to try to ignore the barking and...
well, I have a weird suggestion, John.
I'll take it.
Maybe you say, hey, can I walk the dog? I mean, I'm wondering if familiarity with the dog will calm it down. You're right that they've got a lot going on with two dogs in a small area, but I don't know if that's even something you'd be willing to do. But I just... it's really hard for people who own animals that aren't taking care of them. The dog is stressed. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I think in order for you to have some sort of relief, it could be that you say, hey, can I walk the dog someday? Or, whatever is, I don't know. Does that sound too far-fetched?
I've said to them, I said, why don't your boys walk the dog? I have two boys. I saw the boy walk the dog maybe once in God knows how long.
And John, would you ever try Becky's suggestion?
I don't know if I want to do that, ma'am. Honest to God,
sure.
No.
Yeah.
I did knock on the door. I did knock on the door once to talk to the wife. The dog came charging at me.
Oof.
So forget that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you might need to get some rawhide bones and throw them back. Well, John, you might have to get some rawhide bones, throw them over the fence when you're going to do the weed whacker or go out to get the garbage cans. There's got to be... And maybe even the next conversation with the neighbors is we've got to come together with a solution because it's distressing. And, that's one of the things about neighborliness is we want to be good neighbors. And that's what you've been trying to do. And we're so sorry that it's such a frustrating situation.
Well, yeah, I've had to deal with suicides at work and everything. This is just a little, an annoyance. And I've gone through stuff worse than this. I'm going to try your suggestion too. If my suggestion of just ignoring the dog, ignoring the barking, and just not reacting to it, because you can have your camera out there 24 hours a day. If I'm just doing my business and not reacting to your animal, whatever.
John, hearing how stressful your work is, I wonder if you have a place to offload that high level of tension. You're dealing with people that are attempting suicide and all the other emergencies you attend to. And so the dog's barking may be even exacerbated by the other tension that you carry with the noble work that you do. So, we connect people all the time with counselors, coaches, with a group where you can talk about all the things that are hard for you in your life, and it makes them all a little less agitating when you can just talk about it. But I'm going to leave you with one other tough suggestion in addition to Becky's. Which is when the neighbor said, hey, you were antagonizing my dog. It sounds like there is a little bit of truth to it. You may have lifted the weed whacker up high in your frustration. You did yell at the dog. I probably would have too if I'd been in your shoes. But being willing to admit, hey, man, I want to humble down here. I was a little over the top in how I responded to your dog. I want to apologize for that. I just want to clear the slate between us. That might go a long ways with your neighbor if you're willing to add that to the good things you've already done.
Right. Well, I think a good thing would be is if I continue to bring the trash cans up, I did acknowledge and say hello. You know what I mean? Being social.
Yeah, make a bridge.
That's a good thing too. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm in the right track though.
Yeah, and I would love to send John 100 Days of Prayer. It's just a great way to help you, John. We thank you for the service that you do to the public because it's just amazing.
All right, John, stay on the phone because we want to send you a copy of that book from the newlife.com store. Hey, thank you so much for listening today and watching as well. Make sure to tell your friends about us. We are New Life Ministries, newlife.com, 1-800-NEW-LIFE is our number. Tell your friends about us, and we'll talk to them and you next time here on New Life Live.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.